T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
I'm better than you, and you know it.
Oh, hello, everyone. Let's look over here in some comments. I seen a comment. I don't know who the hell this is. It says it's Rig. I don't know if that's Rig as in the guy that we know that is Rig, or if they're saying that this is Rig. Well, this one is. I know that this has been, I've had this page up for the past week or whatever. This is just kind of an introduction. I know I've got like a lot of my other guys that's in my other two promo groups are kind of asking like what it's about. What are we doing over here? Why did I make a third brand? And all these kind of things. I even had guys who thought that I was dropping the other two brands. And oh, okay, it is the guy we know, Rick. Okay, cool. They was asking me, like, why did I go and make a third brand? I mean, I ain't gonna lie, guys. I do got a lot of eggs in one basket. As far as fucking groups and pages and that sort of thing goes, but I feel like this one was necessary. I don't know, it just kind of come about. Me and Patrick were talking, and I had said something along the lines of, because we were talking about the drama that judge promos bring and that kind of a thing. Because I mean, anyone that's in the promo world knows that judge promos bring like all kinds of fucking drama. I mean, it's ridiculous the amounts of drama they tend to bring, and sometimes it's no fault of certain promo artists. But then you always got that handful of people out there that's going to try to ruin anything. It don't make a damn what it is. If they think someone else is having some kind of fun or something, I mean, it's just what people are known for. They're kind of known for going and destroying fun things. So, one of the things I always kind of feel like surrounds that is the struggle between winning and losing. That's like the big struggle. I'm not asking my guys, 100% to come over here. I'm not asking everyone in the locker room to run over here and do story things, that kind of thing in a predetermined world, because, I'll be real with you. Everyone knows me and Chris Champion used to sit around and carve fuckers up that were in predetermined worlds. We thought it was the most stupidest fucking thing that we ever seen in our life, as far as, we always feel like it would take away from it. Like if you're not doing a promo to win, what is the point of doing it? Well, here's the thing. The longer I've been in this game, the more that I'm starting to realize that winning and losing is the furthest thing from what the promo world should be about, or what it's about. The good part of the promo world, anyway. The good part of the promo world is nothing but about making friends and having fun. You know, it's like, I always try to compare it like if you're playing. Looks like I got a lag there, but I always try to compare it like if I'm playing, you know, like Xbox or something. You know, in that kind of community sense, is you're making new friends, but you don't know what kind of bond you're going to build over playing fucking video games. That kind of thing. So, I'm not losing my train of thought where I'm at. But that's kind of my way of thinking about this. Like, I think the fun has been sucked out of the promo world, as far as judging and competition and who's better and I'm better than you and blah 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 blah, all that bullshit. You know, I just feel like we needed a change. I mean, like I had said the other day, I find myself now finding myself like watching more for stories. I'm watching more for builds. It's getting to the point that I don't even give a fuck who wins or who loses. You know, and maybe that's just the owner in me, and I'm not a competitor like I once was, and that has a lot to do with it. We also looked at a lot of the other upsides of WCW that WCW could bring, and that is, you could come over here if you got an idea for a character, you know, and you're thinking about putting him in the competition world as far as judge-based promos go. You could use our WCW brand for that. You could literally come over here, try him out, because everything's predetermined. It don't really matter, you know, as far as that goes. And if you feel like you're good on screen with him and you want to take him into the competition part of it, then you could do that. Whether it's here or, you know, with Heart and Soul Productions or Elite Marks or FTW or, you know, any of the guys that's in our little circle, you know, if, you know, WGP, Revolution, whichever you wanted to do it with. So like literally, you know, that's another great thing about WCW. So like if you're looking for a character and you just don't know if it's going to work, because like I know how it is when you're competing, you do not want to lose. So it's very scary to try new things. I know every time I ever tried something, I would jump back into the TDC safe zone, because if I'm TDC, no one can almost touch me. If I'm trying something over here, I'm going to get eaten alive, which I would a lot of times. If I tried something new, I'd start getting eaten because I've not fully grasped. Here's a great example. Lifeblood. If Jay Briggy and them had WCW to kind of play with that first, it probably would have been a lot easier. But they kind of jumped into the lion's den with Lifeblood, you know, throwing shots and trying to recreate something totally new that they're not used to doing. And because of that, Briggy lost a match, you know. So if he probably had WCW to be able to play off of, he could have brought that character over here to WCW, did a couple of things, and yeah, it's a predetermined world. And that's the great thing about it. That is the great thing about predetermined world, is that if you lose here, you're not going to get blasted for it in WGP and Revolution, because my judges ain't going to fucking listen to it. This is a predetermined world. Me and management makes the final say on who wins and who loses in this world. And if you're probably wondering why, and this brings me back to my other thing, which always brought mine and Chris Champion's alert antennas go up when people would talk about predetermined worlds and, you know, that kind of thing. You know, we're not a rote promo base. Like, I'm not going to sit around and write y'all 3 or 4 pages of stuff to do. It's not like that. Look at it from the standpoint of like the way Mike and Matt put that match together. And if you've not seen it, go look on YouTube. It's our highest rated, even though we're a dying program I hear out there. I heard my brands are dying. But even though my brands are dying, that one match that I posted on YouTube has almost 100 hits alone. And that's from people that don't know nothing about promos. That's people that's joined my page to watch other things. 100 hits is pretty damn good for one match. And it's one match alone. It's not a show. It's just the one match I loaded up. That's kind of where I want to go with the storytelling part of it. But what brought me back to the thing, let me jump back to the other things so I don't get too far ahead of myself, because I have a tendency of doing that. Don't want to confuse no one. Like me and Chris Champion just talk about, why would I go to a predetermined world where I could put up a 5-star promo and the guy over here who put up a 3-star promos might get the win over him because management says so. Well, here's the thing. As I said, after being in it for a while, if you're in it for just fun, Like, I'm going to be over here having fun. Chris Champion has showed interest in being over here having fun. I'm hoping maybe I can reel in Mikey Bada Bing or some of those guys over here to have some fun because they're really good at telling stories. I think Mikey's in the same place. I think that's one reason why we don't see Mike Promo no more. Mike's in the promo. He's in the phase, I believe, and I'm not speaking for him, but it's just my belief. I think like Mike don't give a shit about wins or losses. That's why Mike's not out here competing with us all the time. You know, between that and some of the drama, you know, I think he got a little fed up with some of the drama also. But if you're over here just telling stories, which is what we're going to be doing over here, this is the perfect fucking place. You could have people like me. You can have people like Chris Champion here, which he doesn't say he won't be Chris Champion. He's going to play someone else, just like I'm playing Tommy Boy from Boston. And no one can get pissed. Who can get pissed in a predetermined world? The only person can say, well, that's for, you know, he's putting me over. Well, the thing is that I kind of figured the way I would measure it is if I end up putting you over like later, like in a story mode or something, or I decide that you're going to win or you're not a champion and I decide to put a belt on you, I always kind of figured you could kind of measure it by the way the people are telling the stories. If someone's you can tell who's putting forth more effort than the other person. You know, I'm not saying that person, just because they can't tell a 5-star story, ain't never going to have a championship here, or they're not going to ever win a match, which is kind of like some of the concerns. I think like some of the people, I ain't going to say no names. I won't even say his name because I don't want to he reached out and he could stress concerns to me. Like, well, what if I can't do camera glitches and I can't do killer camera shots and I can't do killer filters? That's the thing, though. That's not what this place is about. That actually works in your favor because in the long run, this place is about just telling a story. If you're telling a story, I don't give a damn how you're telling it. Sooner or later, you're probably going to be rewarded here for putting in the work and the time here because that is what this is about. But at the end of the day, this is not about winning and losing. And if you're going to promo over here thinking that that's what this is about, then stay in WGP, stay in Revolution, stay wherever else that you want to stay at and promo. But do not come to WCW if you're coming over here on a win and lose thing, because it's not what this is about. This is about bringing back the fun. This is about the storytelling and the stuff that we used to love that WWE and WCW and real pro wrestling does, where they can put on a fantastic 5-star match and they not come out the winner. It's not the end of the fucking world. They turn around and they build the story for the next part. You know, one of the things that me and Richard were talking about, because me and Richard was talking about this also, if you don't know who Richard is the Revolution World Champion. Richard can do 2 parts. Richard can tell great stories, but Richard also can whoop your ass in a match with cut downs with a judge-based promo world. This is one thing that Richard pointed out to me, and it's one thing that I've noticed a bunch. The disadvantage and one of the things that I can't stand about the judge promo world is that no one tries to put anyone over. They don't. Everyone's whole mission in a judge promo world is to bury everyone. The last time that I really see anyone who goes out of their way to put someone over, other than like I've seen Richard and a few other guys do it, Hollywood Hayward and Toaster Damas. Okay. Those 2 guys, when they did the red carpet treatment, now I know some people on this page have no fucking idea what I'm talking about, but it's in my other groups. If you want to join, I'll be happy to drop the links in here. We have real championships and everything over there also. Those guys legit acted scared when I brought Jay Briggy on the screen because it's the lifeblood. That's the issue with judge promos. No one gives a flying fuck about trying to put the next person over, and no one gives a flying fuck about trying to tell stories and make it entertaining. It's all about winning. Now, if that is what you are in the promos for, more power to you. We have a place for that. It's called Revolution. It's called WGP. If you want to be a part of that, you are more than welcome. And I'm not here to dog no one that's into that kind of thing. I've built a damn good promo career off of doing judge promos. That's what I'm known for. That's what's got me my pages and my groups and everything now that I have. But just in case, if you are watching, these are some of our titles that we have in our other league. I know some of the people, most people here know who I am and know what I do, but I'm pretty sure there might be a couple on here that do not know who I am or the other leagues that I have or whatever. As you see, this is WGP and Revolution's titles. We do have real titles over there. We also even sell miniature versions of our titles that we use the proceeds from to purchase these great, beautiful titles. I mean, we do all kinds of things over there, and there's things that I want to bring to WCW also. We want to have World Championship belts here just like we do in WGP and Revolution, but I've got to have the guys. I've got to have the support. We've got to get the ball rolling. Other than me and Mr. Cap over there that I seen comment just a second ago, this guy right here, everybody, most people know him, Mr. Heart and Soul Productions over on Mr. Jeremy, Dr. Quack, does all those kind of things. I think me and him's the only two that's dropped a promo on the page so far. I dropped one as Tommy Boy, and he dropped one for Fun and Guns as Paul Bear when he was dressed up for Halloween the other night. So I like to try to get it booked. I have named the name of the show. See, I ain't got the overlay, do I? Is this wrong damn button? Excuse me for a second, guys. I mean, that's just kind of how we want to do things. It's just telling stories. The ending with the winner, I would almost have no problem, like, and not even just being in management's hands. I would have no problem sitting down with two guys and being like, "Hey, this is why I think this guy should win," or "This is why I think this guy should win," and when everybody just kind of come to an agreement, kind of thing. I think it can be very interesting. It could be very fun. Here we go. I know you can kind of see it behind me, but as you see, Monday Night Explosion, that's what we're going to call it. I've not got no set date for it yet. And the reason being is because I don't want to get too far ahead of myself on this. I don't want to jump in super balls deep into this because I do got two other brands that I run. Plus, I got two other groups that I run that are not wrestling related, that are movie related and toy related and all that kind of stuff and collection related. So, but I do want to get this thing going. If you have another character that you want to drop over here, we would try to work it out. To me, I picked Monday, and I know some people's probably thinking, why'd you pick Monday night? Because that's when Monday Night Raw comes on. That's exactly why I picked it. Why watch that boring ass shit when we can come over here and play in promo world? So that's just kind of how I look at it. I tell you what I am doing, though. I don't want to be the GM over here. I'll be real with you. I do got to get a management team put together over here. I mean, I kind of figured I'd use most management I got in my other two groups, but I wouldn't mind. I would like to really kind of maybe get someone else involved. It would be really cool if I could actually have like a real general manager role. And what I mean by that's not a slap towards Matt Anarchy, who runs the general manager spot over there, or towards what I do or anything. It's just, I would like to have a guy who's like an Eric Bischoff type or some kind of bullshit like that, who's always coming out mixing it up. And, because with it being predetermined and being storyline guys, you're not limited. You can literally almost do any fucking thing. If you wanted to build a storyline, let's just say me and Jay Briggy was going at it. And, me and Jay Briggy's going for the world championship here or some shit. You could already have it worked out where I'm going to win the world championship and Jay Briggy's playing the guy that's trying to beat the great TDC or something. I keep beating Jay Briggy. Then Jay Briggy finally gets his retribution at some big show. You could even go and look at, if you're a wrestling fan, you know how to tell stories. If you're a promo guy, you know how to tell stories. You kind of get what I'm going for here. It's all predetermined. It's for 100% fun, and I feel like it being predetermined, we could also play the shock factor a whole lot more. It's kind of hard to do that, in judged world. When you're doing a judge promo world, it's kind of hard to always shock everybody because, you can't guarantee that this guy's going to lose, you're not going to fuck that guy. It's one of those things. When you're doing story-based kind of things, I just kind of feel like you're not limited to what you can and cannot do. It's pretty much open game for anything. You could pretty much play any kind of storyline just about, let me go ahead and look at a couple of these over here. Mr. Jeremy said he loves this. Thank you, sir. Love storytelling. I do too. And I just kind of feel like not to keep harping on it, but like the judge promo and base is got so far away from that. And it's not even about like storytelling anymore. When I first got into it, that's what it was about, basically. Even though I work for some Yahoo that fucking tells you that storytelling ain't got no place in promos. I always felt like in my head I was telling a story, whether I was telling it on the screen or if I was telling it to myself or something. I always felt like I was in some kind of storytell mode. You can, like I said, you can do just about anything over here. Gregor and others might actually join this. That's what I'm saying. And I always, and I don't want it to seem like it's a sympathy case because that's not what I'm about to talk about. But I always feel like, man, it really burns my ass when I watch some guy bust his ass for a company for 2 years and can't win a fucking championship. Eats at me, dude. Fucking eats at me. And I can't just give them championships. You see what I'm saying? But in this fucking world, I could. Because in this world, I could help that person in some kind of way build a story that leads to them winning a championship. In this world, we could write something where this other person helps them fuck this champion over and they end up with the championship. That's the things that you can do here that you can't do in the judge world. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you could do that in the judge world, but I don't fucking recommend it. You're going to piss a lot of people off. Let's put it that way. So, I think that's like one of the things that really stresses me out the most, man. I watch a lot of guys. I ain't going to say a lot of guys, but I know a good handful of guys that are ass workers, man. I'm talking about every show. They turn the promo in on time. They never fucking bitch. And I have to watch these guys take a loss after a loss after a loss after a loss. And then next thing I know, that they've been losing for 6 months. They might have won 1 or 2 matches in a year, but they're the hardest workers. They're the most dedicated, the biggest flag wavers, the biggest chest beaters about that brand, but they can't never win a fucking championship. And like I said, I don't look at it as a sympathy thing. I just look at it, man, it would just be so nice to be able to reward a guy like that. That is like one of your, and I mean, at the end of the day, that's kind of how pro wrestling works. I mean, if you pay your dues, not all the time, but a lot of times, if you work your ass off, you pay your dues, whether you're the most athletic guy there or not, you end up being, the company a lot of times gets put on your back, or the company gets a lot of time put in your hands just to give you a chance to see what you can fucking do. And I just kind of feel like WCW could kind of be that way. You know what I mean? Or world, what do we call it? World Cinema Wrestling. Me and Patrick was kicking names around, and I don't know, it just kind of hit me. I'll be honest with you, Patrick's probably about one of the best name coming uppers. But he was sucking that day, and he was definitely slipping. And I actually come up with this one. I come up with this one in, what was the other one I come up with? World Entertainment Wrestling or something. World Entertainment Wrestling, WEW or something. And it just did not have a ring. WEW does not have a ring at all. So ended up going with WCW. And as I told Patrick, I said, hell, I can even steal a lot of their logos and make it look badass, which this WCW logo does look kind of badass, I think. So, but that's pretty much what we're going to do here, guys. If you kind of want to get on the first card, reach out to me. If you kind of got some ideas for a new character, go ahead and start putting them on the page or whatever. I feel like we need to make a chat room for this one. God, I hate to fucking do that because I'm a part of like 20 fucking chat rooms at one time already. But I'm also a part of 100 fucking groups at one time already. So I feel like this needs a chat room made for it, just for along the lines of, idea bouncing and that kind of thing. That way, one person is not running over here to this person, and then this person has to run back to this person and all that kind of thing. But if you're like interested in maybe playing a part like a general manager or something along those lines, maybe help with storytelling or story writing. I don't want to get stupid with it, guys. I don't want guys coming to me with a book of stuff. You know what I mean? Like 3 or 4 pages of paragraphs of stuff. I'm like, well, let's do this, this, and this. I mean, I don't mind that guys do that, but don't come to me with that shit. You and whoever you're facing do that. Because I'm not reading, fucking paragraphs of fucking, like, you ever seen those guys that do those rope promos? They were the most dedicated guys I've ever seen in my life. Those guys type up promos, man, that are fucking 6 miles long, and they do it on a constant basis, and they post like 3 a week like that. Or if they do a show, they write out the whole show. Could you imagine like Revolution writing out a whole show for 9 fucking matches in a pay-per-view? That's what I would have to do, man. There's just no way, man. That's way too much shit. Yeah, like I said, a lot of names come to mind. Like Dusty comes to mind. Mike Murder comes to mind. Mad Anarchy comes to mind. Whether it's those characters or not, they can also play a different character. Patrick's really good at telling stories also when he's being goofy and doing goofy shit. If you've ever seen some of the stuff that he can do. I'm kind of hoping that this Boston character leads me in some kind of stupid direction or not. I got a couple more ideas for him, just to be real obnoxious and a jackass. And, probably won't never win a bunch of matches or anything like that, because I probably won't use it, won't actually compete and play that much of it myself. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave this on the. We're at 25 minutes. We're gonna get off here because I always kind of zone out when people go live for 2 hours and talk about something. So, go ahead and jump off here. Yeah, man, that's it. Drop something to the page. Name of the show is Explosion. I'm going to try to run it at 7:00. If you've never seen our shows before, I'll run a actual wrestling based show. It looks like a show, and that's kind of how I want to keep it. Let's keep it pretty close to wrestling base. I figure, but you can kind of get off over there somewhere with it a little bit too. You got any questions, man? Just reach out, guys. Thank y'all for joining, man, and y'all have a great night. Oh, also, if you're on the other two pages, the red carpet treatment comes on at 7:00 Central. It's where Mr. Hollywood Haywood sits down with the promo boys of Revolution and WGP. I'm gonna go ahead. If anybody might want to join the other two pages. If you're looking to join more judge-based promo leagues, we do need more people over also. So if you want to go ahead and join up with that also, I'm gonna go ahead and post a link on here also. Y'all have a kick-ass night. Y'all watch our shit. Don't watch Monday Night Raw.